Though many people might think that Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are besties, getting together for tech-filled nights of debauchery and innovation, that's far from the truth. These two men, both some of the world's richest, have been sparring for nearly 15 years, and the rift seems to be getting wider, with the pair trading barbs in interviews and on social media. But where did this rift start? And why do these guys hate each other? Let's dive in. Did you know both Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos wanted to get into space? That's right, these two tech moguls have both had their eye on the stars for quite some time. Musk launched SpaceX in 2002 and Bezos launched Blue Origin in 2004. However, both had shown interest in delving into space very early in their careers. It makes sense then that these guys would butt heads. After all, they're both trying to achieve the same thing, to make space travel more accessible and ultimately to colonize Mars. But their intent to use innovation and drastically lower the cost of space travel is where the similarities end. You see, in 1982, Bezos attended the Student Science Training Program at the University of Florida and graduated as a high school valedictorian. In his graduation speech, Bezos said he dreamed of the day when humans would colonize space. He even went so far as to tell a local newspaper that he intended to get all people off the Earth and see it turned into a huge park, and is still clinging on to this dream. Meanwhile, Elon Musk was involved with the non-profit Mars Society since 2001 and seems much more interested in the science and technology side of space travel. He was so impressed with the idea of a growth chamber for plants on Mars that he considered funding the project himself. Next, these two guys had a bit of an awkward dinner. Yeah, according to a report, Bezos and Musk met in 2004 to discuss their respective reusable rocket ambitions, at a time when both their companies were still in their infancy. The discussion, however, didn't turn out to be very good, seeing as both of these guys had very different ideas. This led to a subtle rivalry between the two that has been simmering for years. After the discussion, Elon Musk even went on to say, "I actually did my best to give good advice, which he largely ignored." Ouch. That obviously didn't sit well with Jeff Bezos, and it seems like both of these guys went into the conversation looking to give rather than receive advice. And so after that, they stayed out of their hair for nearly a decade. And then there was the conflict over a NASA launch pad. That's right, these two guys went at it when SpaceX tried to get exclusive use of a NASA launch pad back in 2013. This didn't sit well with Blue Origin or United Launch Alliance, and the two companies filed a formal complaint to prevent SpaceX from taking over the pad. However, SpaceX eventually won the right to use the pad, and during the course of this protest, Jeff Bezos proposed converting the launch pad into a commercial spaceport available to all launch companies. But Elon Musk lashed out, calling the proposal a phony blocking tactic. He even went as far as to say that Blue Origin, despite spending 10 years in development, it had not yet succeeded in creating a reliable suborbital spacecraft. Obviously, that didn't sit well with Jeff Bezos, and the rift between these two guys seems to be getting wider and wider. Beyond this, Musk seemed to double down, saying that if they managed to show up in the next 5 years with a vehicle qualified to NASA's human rating standards that can dock with the space station, SpaceX would gladly accommodate their needs. Needless to say, this didn't go over well, and it seems like these two men were not meant to collaborate on any business ideas. Did you know these guys got into a patent battle in 2014? That's right, these two guys have been at each other's throats for quite some time. In 2014, Blue Origin was granted a patent for drone ships, which are used to land rocket boosters. However, SpaceX petitioned to invalidate the patent on the grounds that drone ships had been around for decades and couldn't be patented. Once again, SpaceX won, and Blue Origin was forced to withdraw its claims to the patent. This meant that SpaceX didn't have to pay to use the technology, which must have been a huge relief for Elon Musk. Meanwhile, Jeff Bezos was without question not happy about this outcome. Finally, let's dive into the Twitter wars between these two CEOs. The Twitter wars started in 2015 when Blue Origin successfully landed its New Shepard rocket. Jeff Bezos tweeted a video calling it the rarest of beasts, a used rocket. Elon Musk, of course, was extremely quick to respond, saying that SpaceX had performed the feat 3 years earlier. The next back and forth took place when SpaceX landed its Falcon 9 spacecraft. This time, Jeff Bezos took a different approach and wished them luck. Elon Musk responded with a thank you and a little winky kiss, which seems lighthearted until you consider the history. Whether this was meant to be a jab or just a fun little exchange is up for interpretation. When Amazon announced its plan to launch internet beaming satellites in 2019 And again, when it acquired self-driving taxi company Zoox, Elon Musk promptly tweeted that Jeff Bezos was a copycat. Ouch! And then Musk called Bezos out for his blue ball branding when Blue Origin revealed its concept for a lunar landing vehicle called Blue Moon. Still, Musk wasn't the only one taking shots. Bezos said in 2019 that the idea of reaching Mars was unmotivating and that anyone who wanted to go should live on the top of Mount Everest for a year first. Even more recently, Bezos has taken to Twitter to express his concerns over how Musk's takeover of Twitter might give China an advantage over the platform. Only time will tell if these two guys can put their differences aside, but it seems unlikely given the history. Is that all these two tech overlords have been saying? Although that's the major beef between these two guys, there's still a lot of smaller disagreements that have been going on for years. It seems like they can't go more than a few months without taking a shot at each other in some way, shape, or form. An example of this is back when Elon Musk accused Jeff Bezos and Amazon of monopoly in publishing, following Amazon's refusal to publish a book about the coronavirus by writer Alex Berenson. He has also accused the Blue Origin founder of stealing talent from SpaceX. Blue Origin does these surgical strikes on specialized talent, offering like double their salaries, Musk said in reference to how Blue Origin allegedly offered to double the salaries of some SpaceX employees. But Musk's largest dig that doesn't really fit into any of these categories came in 2016 when the BBC asked him about Jeff Bezos. Musk, of course, didn't miss a beat in responding with, "Jeff who?" Obviously, these two guys are not friends, and it doesn't seem like they ever will be. With that said, it's still interesting to see how these two guys, both extremely smart and successful, can't seem to get along. But at the end of the day, it seems like this feud is more about business than anything else. Both men are trying to achieve the same thing and both want their company to be the one that gets there first. And so we'll just have to wait and see who comes out on top in this never-ending feud. So where will this feud go in the future? Although it's hard to say for sure, it doesn't seem like this feud is going to end anytime soon. Both of these guys are extremely headstrong, and it doesn't seem like they're willing to back down. It will be interesting to see what the future holds for both SpaceX and Blue Origin, but it seems like we're in for a long battle between these two companies. Think about it. SpaceX is currently the leading provider of commercial space travel, and Blue Origin is right behind them. So it seems like these two companies are going to be locked in a battle for years to come. And that means we can expect more Twitter wars, more patent battles, and more disagreements between these two guys. So buckle up, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Okay, let's sum it up. That's it for this video and our exploration of Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and how their feud got started. From a simple dinner disagreement to a full-blown Twitter war, these two guys have been at each other's throats for nearly 15 years. This has only gotten worse throughout the multiple patent battles, battles for talent, and launches of their respective space companies. It doesn't seem like these two guys are going to be friends anytime soon, but it will be interesting to see where this feud goes in the future. So what are your thoughts on this matter? Do you think the feud between Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk is something that is beneficial to our technological development and reaching the space age faster? Or do you think these two guys are just petty billionaires with far too much money? Go ahead and let us know what you think in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next one.